Good afternoon. Valerie Milano, the publisher, senior editor of the Hollywood Times, and I'm so happy that Jeff took a little bit of time in his busy day to talk with us. So I'm going to let him introduce himself, please.
Sure. Nice to see you, Valerie. My name is Jeff Consoletti. I'm the founder and CEO of JJLA, my event and entertainment agency, and the proud executive producer of the Out Loud Music Festival.
And yay, come a long way,
We have,
JJLA.
we have come a long way.
I know that the event that I don't know if you first started it, but began as like a 10-part virtual event during the COVID pandemic. And now it's live event as part of the WeHo Pride. You were at the Coliseum, correct? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we've evolved Out Loud. I think essentially this is like our fifth iteration as it's grown over the years. But I did create Out Loud in 2020 with the intent of it being a live music event, a smaller scale live music event. Obviously, COVID had some other plans for us that year, so the live nature of it quickly pivoted to a web series that was on Facebook in our first year. So it was designed to put artists to work and entertain particularly Pride goers all around the country with various artists during the COVID year. In 2021, COVID was still a factor, but we began a new partnership with Twitch, another streaming platform, and produced the first 3-day festival back in LA. It was a socially distant festival that was live at the Coliseum that had about 2,500 guests per day that came and enjoyed the show. I think you were there that first year as well, and streams to over 7 million people from all over the world. And that year we had Adam Lambert and Sophie Tucker, Kim Petras, Haley Kiyoko, and 20 something other artists, most of which were LGBTQ. In 2022 is when we began our fantastic relationship with the city of West Hollywood. City of WeHo wanted to launch their own Pride event, and JJLA won the bid to be able to produce WeHo Pride for the city. And as part of that, we pitched them on bringing our flagship music festival to West Hollywood Pride as like one of the anchor events of the many events that happen, which they really liked that idea. And here we are now, 3 years later in West Hollywood, really watching this event grow by the thousands every year. We've been always very proud of the level of production that we bring to the event, and the level of talent that we've been able to secure. But what's probably most important and makes me most proud is the way the community has really embraced it, and the way the fan has continued to develop with what we've been building.
Yeah, the Out Loud Music Festival is huge. Did you envision this amazing growth when you set it out, began planning and delivered Out Loud in 2021 at the Coliseum? And how did you envision that?
I mean, I remember walking into the Coliseum the first year and thinking that we were going to have the 85,000 seats filled in the Coliseum in year one. And obviously we did not have 85,000 seats filled, nor could we with the pandemic. But, when you're building a brand, it's a trajectory. It takes a minute. And of course, I've always wanted Out Loud to be all grown up. But, I think just like, I mean, I often compare it to JJLA. I've been really fortunate to run my events business, servicing clients all over the country for 15 years. And like at this point, JJLA feels exactly that way. It's like kind of grown up. It's a teenager, right? It's like kind of has a little attitude sometimes, but for the most part, I can let JJLA do its thing. People know JJLA, like it's established. Out Loud, meanwhile, it's a toddler kind of, and it's a toddler that's growing up fast and just needs a lot of care. And I think not just me, but my team and I really put a lot of attention and time and dedication into making sure that we are we're really looking at Out Loud, you know, under a microscope every day. Are we making sure that the experience that we're putting out there is satisfying to fans? Are we taking care of a cross-generational and widely demographic audience? Are we being inclusive? Are we representing our community in the best ways? And you know, I don't know that all those answers are yes right now. I think that there's a lot of volume adjustment that we have to continue to do. So that's come with it. I think people have paid attention or seen our level of care, and hopefully that's what has our fan wanting to come back, and new people wanting to discover what they can with Out Loud, you know?
Sure. I know that from what I've seen with WeHo Pride, it's helped, and I've seen the attendance and the engagement. Can you talk about that a little bit? WeHo Pride, and now that Out Loud has taken over, what what have you heard? What do you see?
I mean, the city of West Hollywood is one of my favorite places to work. I mean, I moved to West Hollywood 18, almost 20 years ago now. Have been very active in the community there. Worked and produced LA Pride as their producer in West Hollywood for many years. West Hollywood, you know, is a city that believes in events. And then you add on top of it, it's a city that believes in LGBTQ people and stands by LGBTQ people. So to now put a city that loves events and a city that loves really embracing queerness and queer people together has really just helped to amplify it. I think that's why LA Pride in West Hollywood was so successful for many years, and why WeHo Pride, in also a very short amount of time of it being its own brand, West Hollywood Pride, like it's only also since 2022, it's third year, we are seeing, you know, record numbers of people coming. But record numbers of people are always coming to West Hollywood. They know that this is where they can find the epicenter of like queer USA. And it's great to kind of grow Out Loud alongside that. I think there's, you know, it's no secret that Out Loud has gained more recognition because of our partnership with the city of West Hollywood and what West Hollywood represents. And on the other hand, I think Out Loud helps to attract a consumer and a fan that wants to come to, like, you know, a top music festival in the US today. You know, I think we're putting lineups and assembling talent that rivals a lot of great music festivals that are happening all over the country. And to be able to do that right in the heart of West Hollywood is amazing as well. But the two definitely have gone hand in hand as they've developed. And it's something that's truly special to me in particular, just because, you know, it's like I get to work on my it's like my home stadium, right? Like I'm on home field like advantage in West Hollywood, and I don't take that for granted. I really enjoy what I'm able to do in the partnership I have with the city.
And I'm partial to it as well, since it's my home territory. So hard to imagine one. But has there been a downside? I mean, people are talking about why is there two? Why is there in Los Angeles and why is there a WeHo Pride? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think the more pride, the better. You know, I think what's exciting now in my trajectory of working in the pride space, both here in LA and, you know, around the country, is seeing that a young queer person who might not be fully supported at home or in their community, you know, their day-to-day life, wherever it may be, suburban Southern California, for instance, that person finds their way to a pride event in LA, right? Whether it's in West Hollywood, in downtown LA, in Long Beach, in Venice, in Santa Monica, wherever it might be now. And to know that all of these municipalities or regions or whatever you want to call it are finding ways to cater to a queer audience, and that individual has the opportunity to go to a pride event on the first weekend of June and the second weekend of June and the third weekend of June and the first or whatever it is of May for Long Beach. Like, I think that that's enriching and hugely positive. Um, And there should be more prides. Like what's happening in the beginning of July? Like what's happening? You know, how do we make sure that we can be visible and be something that is a safe space for a queer person, no matter the time of year, not just in Pride Month, not just the weekend, not just because who's producing it or whatever. And that's kind of my position.
That's a great positive way to put it, Jeff. Thank you. And how can our readers and our viewers find JJLA and out loud?
Sure, you can learn more about JJLA at jj-la.com. And, you know, we really pride ourselves on doing work that embraces social good. And a lot of our clients, you'll see, are nationally recognized nonprofits that have great social causes that we also stand for. And the brand work that we do, we really try to connect to making sure that we're doing work for good. All the information about Out Loud can be found at weareoutloud.com, across all of our socials at officially Out Loud. We are excited because Out Loud was created and is pleased to be to present our flagship music festival here in West Hollywood, but we are excited to start to take Out Loud to other places around the country very soon. So there'll be some very exciting announcements about Out Loud's expansion into other markets at a little bit of a smaller scale soon. So be on the lookout for that. But we're really excited to just be an engine that is putting queer artists to work and being representative of queer people in queer communities. So that is really, what started as a passion project has really turned into something that is just such a big and important part of my life, frankly.
Lovely. Love it. Love it. Well, we're HollywoodTimes.net, the HollywoodTimes.today, our official YouTube, the Hollywood Times official. And thank you so much for your time again, Jeff.
My pleasure. Thank